What's going on, everybody? My name is Yuka, and today we are checking out Paladins. More importantly, though, I kind of want to address a lot of questions that I'm seeing online right now, and that is if Paladins is actually worth playing. Subcategories to that is whether or not Paladins is a ripoff of Overwatch, because there is so much stuff going on YouTube right now as to all of these ripoffs of Overwatch, and I've been playing Paladins for maybe a week or two on and off, and I kind of wanted to address that, but at the same time, I kind of wanted to explain my take on Paladins and if I think it's worth anybody else checking out, especially those of you that are playing Overwatch and you haven't checked out Paladins. I want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on this and how it differs. But a precursor to that is please bear in mind I have not played a lot of Overwatch. And having said that, I've also not played a lot of Paladins. I've probably played a little bit more Overwatch than I have Paladins. Overwatch to me is a little bit clunky compared to Paladins, but Paladins has its own kind of clunkiness in the same way too. So without any further delay, guys, let's get into it. So I'm sure a lot of you are probably coming here because you kind of want to see like a comparison, how it differs, whether or not this game is a ripoff of Overwatch, or you're just generally interested in Paladins. And since it's free and Overwatch I think right now is like 45, 50 bucks to buy on console and PC, this might be a good alternative for you, especially if you've tried Overwatch and you're on the fence about it. This kind of might sway you towards Paladins or Overwatch. So in a nutshell, you have a whole bunch of champions that do a whole bunch of different things. You've got damage type champions, you have frontline type champions, which tend to be your tanks, you have flankers, which are quite mobile and have a lot of burst damage. You have supports and healers that kind of vary between tanky champions or champions that can be tanky, but they can also support your team with effects like crowd control and healing. You also have, where are they? I don't think they're actually classified as a different champion. Frontline, let me see here, flank, damage. Yeah, there's also champions I would kind of categorize as sort of brawlers, where they're quite tanky, but they can also deal a lot of damage. Someone like Ceres, although she's a support and she has a really good heal, she can also dish out a lot of crowd control with her ultimate ability and her main attack, and that she can burst enemies down quite quickly, especially in team fights, and she has really good escapes. So that's something you'd probably have to kind of play for to get a feel for. But moving into like the actual gameplay, you have a casual type of matching, you have competitive type matching, and like I said, I haven't played a whole lot of Paladins. I've been playing it on and off for the last couple of weeks. But you need to have 12 champions at level 4 or higher to actually get into the competitive, or what I would say is quote-unquote ranked gameplay. Then you have custom game modes and training. Training's quite a good tool because you can train for different types of game modes. So you have siege training, survival, payload, a shooting range, which kind of lets you try out different champions. Then you have the tutorial, which is quite self-explanatory. So we're going to go ahead and queue up for a casual game of either siege or payload, which are kind of similar. I'm not crazy about the survival gameplay, which that's kind of like a 5v5 team deathmatch, last man standing wins. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a queue. Hopefully everyone will accept. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just let everybody else pick. I'm going to just kind of take like a fill roll here. And while we sit here, I can kind of explain champion levels to you. So the more often you play a champion, like I've played Tyra a lot. She's a very good champion for dealing out a lot of damage at mid-range. And I've played quite a bit of Ceres too, so it looks like we need a support. So I'm going to go ahead and play Ceres. Oh, that's nice. We have a support, a tank, and 3 damage champions. Ceres is very good at sort of getting in and out of sticky situations. You see here that you have a bunch of customization options which you can unlock by playing the game. You can use in-game free currency that you earn while playing, and if we manage to level up Ceres or do well enough, we get chests, which unlock cards for us, which kind of like let you pick a loadout, so to speak, which differs greatly from say Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch, where Overwatch is kind of static or stationary on that front. The key difference here when you start a game is here you have kind of like a legacy card, or sorry, a legendary card, I should say. It says it right there. And I haven't played a bunch of Ceres, so I haven't unlocked these, but Soul Collector lets me basically detonate charges and heal for a certain amount of time. I'm going to go with my custom card stack here, which you guys can take a look at. It's going to kind of take a while to explain that stuff, so if you want to read what that does for Ceres's abilities, then go ahead and pause it to take a look at that. But I'm going to kind of try and explain like the ins and the outs of the gameplay for you guys if you're interested in it. And I'll explain Ceres a little bit, and I'll explain this kind of match type. So this match type looks like it's payload, I believe. So we're going to have to rush the center objective here, and the first team to basically control that objective gets the payload to spawn, and it's their turn to basically push it as far as they can. I'm going the wrong way. I need to go around the back and try and flank. Here we go. Try and pull these guys off the point. I'm going to heal up Meve here. Try and add a little bit of support to my team where I can. Ceres kind of scales really well, but when she starts off early game, she doesn't really have a whole lot of damage or anything.
Enemies on the right flank, on the right flank.
Oh man, guys, we really need to take this point. I'm gonna try and escape right here. The nice thing about Ceres too is while you're escaping with her, you kind of heal up for a bunch of health. This guy is completely oblivious to me being here. Nice, we'll get that assist. I'll heal you, bro, I gotcha. Well, we've lost the objective. Our team couldn't push it hard enough. But you can see that the enemy team has taken that objective and the payload has spawned. Now it's our job to defend and push that back, or not let them push it as far as they can.
Enemy killing spree.
I am going to disappear again. But I'm revealed, apparently. So that's not going to work. Man, I'm hoping to have a good gameplay here, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. I'm just going to use my my ability here to disappear and heal up, and hopefully get some high ground on these guys. But they are absolutely shoving us right now. Meve, piss off. I'm trying to do shit. Well, that was a total waste of an ult right there. It looks like we're going to absolutely get slaughtered this round. I managed to pull those guys off of the payload, but I don't really have the ability there to do much. So here's some items that you can buy while you're playing the objective. Basically, you accumulate points for kills, assists, that type of stuff, basically. And wow, he just nearly shot me out of the map. That was so lucky. Oh, dude, piss off. Trying to contest this payload right now. See, if I had my ult right now, that would be so much better. Alright, Meve just ulted. That's not good. Man, I don't think we're gonna make this contest here. Well, we haven't died a whole bunch, which is kind of good. Yeah, that was absolutely crap. They pushed that so easy. This team is just, I don't know. I kind of really wasn't watching what my team was doing. I was just trying to support. But the objective here is just to push back and defend as hard as possible. And now, since the enemy team is pushed, it's our turn for our team to push. So to touch on items again, each item has like its own level system. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and so on. It's a good idea to kind of buy those for the type of champion that you're playing and to complement your playstyle. But I found best that picking sort of like counter items is more useful for new players when I first started playing and I kind of like figured out that item system. I found that picking, for example, like some sort of like armor or damage mitigation was a lot better than just trying to do more damage when I was getting my ass handed to me. It looks like we're not going to cap this point either.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Oh, did we get the kill on him? No. I'm going to try and flank these guys now and try to burst them down. Gonna just try and control this point on my own. It looks like our team's actually managing to fight them off, which is good, definitely. And I'm about to get screwed here. Try and build up these stacks on Ceres. Ceres has this ability that lets her build stacks onto enemies. And I basically just did that for no reason again. They don't tell me they're seeing me right now. Wow, how the fuck is this guy seeing me? Wow, okay dude, I call bullshit on that. I was completely invisible like half that time. And it looked like I was glitching out, that's awesome. Well, even if we lose, hopefully this is kind of like an eye-opener, so you guys kind of understand like what's involved with Paladins. The downside is we have a lot of damage champions, but they just have so much tanking ability. I'm gonna see if I can just take out Meve.
An enemy is savage.
Oh, she's disappeared. I can't really do much here. This is pretty ridiculous. Look at this guy. He's so fucking tanky. Well, hopefully that answers some questions of how the game modes work and like what's involved. You'll notice that guy spamming thanks. You can use team chat. So for example, attack the objective, attack the payload. You can use like in-game chat. You can also use a headset in-game. There's no way to turn that off, unfortunately. So if you wanted to have like a private party going with a team, you'd have to jump into your own actual party on your console or PC using like TeamSpeak or your in-game console chat. But in a nutshell, that's Paladins. It's kind of frustrating at times when you get teams like that where everyone just wants to pick a damage champion. But hopefully that answers some questions, clarifies things, and if any one of you are like on the fence, damn, we were so close to getting another mastery with Ceres and getting a chest too. So yeah, if anyone was on the fence and wanted to know what it was about, that's pretty much Paladins. It's definitely a lot of fun. I don't think it's a direct ripoff of Overwatch. It's similar in a lot of different character and champion ways. I'll give it that. I see where people are coming from. But the way it plays and the way it feels and the tactics behind playing are a little bit less skill orientated as opposed to Overwatch and Team Fortress 2. This kind of lets you build counters and gives you a slight edge. Obviously, skill takes a huge backseat when you can basically like counter with items that you have, but at the same time, any good player is going to be able to deal a lot of damage if they're a damage champion, heal for a lot if they're a support champion and they're playing their roles correctly. I hope you guys found this interesting. If you did, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked about this video. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up too. If you didn't, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs down or dislike it. Feel free to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing.